Hello folks, Sully here, bringing you a special commentary video. This is a match that was taken from the recent ESL Premiere League match between CounterLogic Gaming and Epic Charmanders, and I'm going to try to cast this game because the replay was posted publicly online. So here, up on the top side of the screen, you have CounterLogic Gaming's team. We can see Elements, Big Fat LP, also known as Big Fat GG, Kobe24, Hotshot GG, and Choster. And they're playing against a team that goes by the name Epic Charmanders, which I think is pretty great. I've also heard them referred to as Icons of Vanity, but the name on the official ESL website is Epic Charmanders, so I think I'm going to go with that. You can see here, they're playing with they have Atlanta playing Malzahar, Jinsig GG playing Alistar, Nubby Pooh Bear playing Renekton, Pondars playing Ashe, and Shales playing Evelyn. Now, the reason why I wanted to do this game is I wanted to showcase, for those of you who don't watch the matches live when they're shown weekly, I wanted to go through and broadcast a game of really, really high-level play. That is, people playing in full pre-made teams of 5 at an extremely high level, so some of the best players out there. This is, as I said, taken from the ESL Premier League, where the teams are playing for real money. I think that the cash prize is something like $7,000 for the winner at the end of the season. So these are real players playing for big time stakes, and I wanted to showcase some of these games because some of you might be able to watch this when it's on the live streams, but not everybody gets a chance to do so. So hopefully this won't offend anybody. I don't want to try to steal other people's stuff. I don't want to make anybody feel bad, but at the same time, I want to try to show these games for a larger audience too, and talk about what they're doing in this game, what's going on, and just cast what was a really great match. I watched this live when it came on Friday night, and it was a really entertaining game. Very well played. It's a long game, guys. I'm going to try to break this up into 2 parts because it's a very long game, but hopefully you'll stick around and watch because it's pretty good stuff. Alright, anyway, this is going to be shown from the perspective of CounterLogic Gaming, CLG. This is a replay from Big Fat GG. You can see he's playing as Lux in this game. So I want to talk a little bit about what they were doing. Why were they all grouped up here? Well, they were all hiding out by the tower because they didn't want to team fight at level 1. If you notice here, the enemy team has an Alistar, an Evelyn, and a Renekton. All very good level 1 team fighting. Evelyn can go invisible. Alistar has his Pulverize. Really good for level 1 fighting. So they didn't want to fight at level 1, and that's why they were just hiding out here. You might have seen Hotshot was planning a whole bunch of Nidalee traps. You can see he's got traps all over the place. If you look at the little dots on the minimap here, he's got a bunch over here. Now, the reason why he's doing that is he's trying to catch Eve when she trying to catch out Eve if she tries to come in and interfere with their jungler Kobe. That's the reason for doing that. So if Eve would step on this trap, even if Eve is invisible, they would at least get some warning that she was on her way. So this is to try to protect Kobe from his jungling. Kobe playing as Amumu. In terms of the laning matchups here, we're going to have in the top lane, we have Hotshot playing Nidalee against Pondarts playing as Ashe. So this is Ashe Nidalee matchup. Both characters very strong in solo lanes. Oh, and look right here, Ginsig's roaming Alistar is over here, and you might have caught sight of Eve as well. Eve is also up here. Shales' Eve is walking around here as well. There she is. I think Hotshot caught sight of that as well. There's a nice clairvoyance coming in from GG. Was able to catch that. So we have Ashe versus Nidalee in top lane. Both people able to lane for a very long amount of time. Ashe has the range advantage, can kite with her frost arrows, but Nidalee has the advantage of being able to heal herself. So Nidalee is not going to die unless she gets ganked. Also has great escapability. You can see Eve is still up here as well. Pondart's not going to get killed either, not unless he gets ganked. And there's the Nidalee trap revealing Shales' Eve, so nicely done there. Hotshot, probably the most famous Nidalee player, extremely well known. Anyway, here in middle lane we have Choster playing Corki against Atlanta playing Malzahar. Choster, well known to play carries for CLG. Atlanta is a well-known Malzahar player. Plays Malzahar a lot online. Atlanta's probably the best known player on this team for Epic Charmanders. The rest of the players I am not as familiar with. They're all obviously very skilled, but Atlanta you see a lot on the live streams, playing on the high skill live streams. Often see frequent player, plays Malzahar a lot. Nice CV here by GG catching out Shales' Eve. They want to try to use that clairvoyance to keep track of Evelyn as much as possible. The more visibility they have on Eve, the harder it will be for Eve to go through and gank lanes and try to get kills. Alright, and then down here at the bottom you can see Elements is playing Jarvan, Big Fat GG, or Big Fat LP is the name he's using here in this game, playing Lux, against Nubby Pooh Bear, who's playing as Renekton. And Nubby Pooh Bear is going to be solo in this lane most of the time. Alistar is going to be doing a lot of roaming. Jinsig GG's Alistar mostly going to be roaming. You've seen him doing that already. So for those of you who aren't familiar with this, this is very common right now in high elo games, in high skill games. What people will do is they'll basically have 3 solo lanes. You can see Ashe solo, Malzahar solo, and Renekton solo. Then you'll have a jungler, and then you'll also have a roamer. A character, Alistar is the most popular roamer, but you also have champions like Taric sometimes, or Janna. Maokai is also becoming popular for this, who just roam around the map, and the idea is to shut down solos. Anyway, and then they can do like what you see right here. See, they have jungler gank, Evelynn gank, and then they also have Alistar come in, and they can turn any 1-on-1 lane into a 3-on-1 lane very quickly. So that's the idea there. Anyway, we're not able to get a kill on Gigi there, but you noticed his flash is down, and that is a big deal in very high skill games like this. When someone's flash is down, they're vulnerable, and look right here, gonna get hit by Alistar, and Eve is gonna de-stealth, and that's going to be first blood there. So Shales is going to draw first blood there. Elements, they're going to chase him. Are they going to be able to finish him off? No, doesn't look like they're going to be able to. Alistar's stun is on cooldown, and Evelynn would have to stealth again in order to get that, in order to get off her stun. But still, very significant. First blood, worth a lot, is worth 400 gold, and it's going on to Eve, which is going to make her significantly stronger. Eve is a terrible jungler. She is very weak in the jungle, but her ganks coming out of invisibility, very strong nonetheless. So that's going to help Shales out significantly in this game. Anyway, and you can see Elements saying not cool, pretty nice. Anyway, yeah, Elements still here. This is a little vulnerable because you can see Alistar still behind him. If Evelynn is still here, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. It looks like Eve is not here, but they're going to be able to get him nonetheless, and surprisingly poor play from Elements there. Just getting caught out of position, not knowing that Alistar was still down here. I guess he assumed that Alistar had left and gone to another lane. So, 2 kills, the first 2 kills of the match do go to Epic Charmanders. It's a little bit surprisingly so. Anyway, though, Kobe down here, you can see Kobe is jungling a Mumu. He's already gone back to base. He's picked up Boots of Speed and a ward, and he is going to be trying to go after Atlanta's Malzahar here. So here we go. Let's see, can he hit on the... Charlester's going to Valkyrie in there with Quirky. Now they need to see if they can catch him out. Kobe needs to hit on his stun if they're going to be able to catch him effectively. Atlanta looks like he was able to juke that pretty effectively, but Kobe is still here, and there's the flash, going to be able to flash out of the bandage toss. I think there's an Ashe arrow coming in from top lane. Kobe does not have his ultimate, but there's the tears. He's doing a lot of damage, and yes, he is going to finish off that kill with red buff on a Mumu, slowing down Atlanta's Malzahar all the while. So even though Charlester was low and he had to back out of there, nonetheless able to get the kill. So nicely done by Kobe there. And you can see Alistar, Ginseng GG is back to roaming with Alistar a bit, and he has the Clairvoyance on their team. Yes, you can see he has the Clairvoyance. So what we have here, nice Clairvoyance from GG catching Shales at the blue buff, so that's going to give them a little bit of visibility on Eve. Anytime they know where Eve is, that's good for their team. Anyway, a little bit about the philosophy, the matchup of styles here. Counterlogic Gaming is playing a little bit more of a traditional style of play. They have 1 AP solo, 1 ability power solo, which is Hotshot in the top lane. They have 1 AD solo, Chauster playing Quirky in the middle lane. Then they have a tank and a support in bottom lane. They have Elements going to play a tanky Jarvan in the bottom lane. Oh, and let's see if they can get this kill on Nubby Pooh Bear. Looks like he is not, GG's not going to hit on the Lux Binding, so Nubby Pooh Bear looks like he's going to be able to escape. But as I was saying, Counterlogic Gaming has 2 solos, or has a traditional dual lane, tank support, and then they have a jungler. So that's pretty standard. That's the way things have traditionally been in League of Legends. AP solo, AD solo, tank and support in bottom lane, and then a jungler that can move around the map. Over here, Alistar trying to catch out Hotshot with Nidalee's pounce. No chance that they're going to be able to catch Hotshot, so it looks like he's going to be pretty safe. Now the other team, Epic Charmanders, doing something a little bit differently. They have the traditional same 2 solo lanes. They have an Ashe solo, so AD in top lane. They have Malzahar, so AP solo middle lane. Oh, and over here, Kobe and Ginseng are going back and forth. Atlanta coming over to support as well, but I don't anticipate this turning into anything too significant. Oh, and that's unfortunate. Double ward there, throwing them down at the same time. I do that in my games too sometimes. Anyway, as I was saying, Epic Charmanders, they have the same AP solo, AD solo, but their bottom lane is a little bit different. They have a tanky DPS solo in the bottom lane. Renekton tanky DPS damage. So Renekton can solo this bottom lane as well. So they effectively have 3 solos, and then they have a jungler, Eve, and then they have a roamer, Alistar. And so this is really popular right now in the high skill, high ELO games. Anyway, Evelynn was over here. Eve is trying to gank Hotshot. So the roamer just moves around the map. The roamer doesn't get much farm. The roamer gets underleveled. But by heading to other lanes, what the roamer is able to do is they're able to put your solo lanes behind. That is, by having the jungler and the roamer constantly ganking the solo lanes, they're able to put the solos behind. So the whole goal is to get the solos under-leveled and under-farmed, and if you can get them under-leveled enough, then you're probably going to lose. There's a nice, there's Eve stun into Ashe arrow, but it looks like Hotshot is still going to be able to escape from that, and with Nidalee heals, he'll be back up to full in about 1 minute. Let's see, what items does he have? Oh, Hotshot going Merc Treads first. Interesting, he's obviously doing that to try to protect himself against Eve ganks. Oh, and I missed a kill over here. You can see Kobe coming in, ganking the Atlantis Malzahar, but Malefic Visions Ignite, gonna finish him off, so they're gonna trade 1 for 1. Sorry about missing that, guys. I was watching the top lane, missed out on that kill there. So a good gank from Kobe playing a Mumu, but not able to escape, and Atlanta's able to turn that into a 1 for 1 play. Alright, anyway, one other thing that you'll notice is you can see lots and lots of, generally speaking, lots of warding going on in this game. You can see Hotshot's throwing down Nidalee traps right here. Don't see too many wards on the map right now, but notice they do have a vision ward in bottom lane here. Elements and GG have a ward here, so that's going to make it difficult for Eve to try to gank this lane. For Shales' Eve to try to get this kill, so that's to protect themselves there. Another thing that you'll notice is farming stats are really, really good at this level of play. Everybody can farm extremely well. So, like, if you look at the solos, 57-63 for the 2 solos on CLG, 56-62 for the solos on the part of Epic Charmanders. Obviously, really good stuff here. Not as high as it could be, like, the absolute maximum. So they have been missing some creeps on each side, but still really high nonetheless. CLG does not have vision at the Baron, or not, excuse me, not Baron, at Dragon right now. So that's a little bit dangerous. The other team could, in theory, slip in there and try to do Dragon without them being aware. Unfortunately, although it's great to have this replay mode, I was able to download this replay that GG put up online. I can't actually download a replay with observer mode in it, which is a little bit of a shame, so I can't see the full revealed map. Can only see one side of the map from one of the 2 teams, but still pretty useful. Anyway, there you see Kobe's throwing a sight ward over at the blue buff of Epic Charmander, so that'll give them vision in case whenever their team tries to do that blue, you can try to go after Eve at that blue buff, potentially. Down here, it looks like Elements has been getting most of the farm. They would probably rather have it go... Yeah, you can see Elements getting most of the farm. They'd rather have it go on Jarvan than have it go on Lux. Lux is going to be played more of a support build in this game. You can see the Philosopher's Stone here. The gold passive is generally something that people stack on supports because they don't get as much farm. And so that's what's going on there. In terms of other builds here, let's see what's going on. Oh, one thing I should mention, this game was played on the patch before the current one. That is, this was played on the Lee Sin patch, not the Brand patch. So that means the old Heart of Gold. Ignore what the interface says here. This is back when Heart of Gold did give armor in addition to health. So I anticipate seeing a lot of players building armor in this game. You can see, or Heart of Golds. You can see Elements already has one. Here comes Ginseng back. You can also see that Dragon has not been done yet. So good clairvoyance there, catching out Alistar as he moves around the map. So you will see a whole lot of Heart of Golds in this game, I expect. You can see, yeah, there's two already for CLG. Don't see anyone with one yet on Epic Charmanders, but they may potentially get one on some of their tankier characters. It's a good item on Renekton, or at least it was before it got nerfed, and of course it got nerfed because Riot thought it was a little bit too strong. Didn't want everybody just building constant Heart of Golds over and over again. But yeah, this is from the patch before it was nerfed, so just keep that in mind. Alright, over here you can see, Kobe has caught Shales. Let's see, but Shales will probably go invisible and be able to slip out of there without too much trouble. At least that's what I would expect. So yeah, it doesn't look like that's anything. Kobe is trying to come in here and gank Atlanta once again. Doesn't look like Atlanta he's going to have any trouble slipping away from that. Just going to go back to his tower and stay safe over there. So, meanwhile, not a whole lot going on right now. Everybody's still farming in the early periods of this game. Everybody is going to be trying to farming for the most part. There's not going to be too many kills. Kills are only going to happen if people get caught out of position. Mostly going to come from ganks. You're not going to see too many straight 1v1 kills when people are at this level of play, just because it's hard to kill somebody 1v1. Here is Eve is going to do her blue buff again, so we'll see if anyone tries to come over and try to interfere with this. Doesn't look like it, but because they know Eve is there, Kobe is able to come over and steal the mini golems. Over here, GG's going to come in, and is he going to be able to steal that buff? No, he's not going to be able to steal the blue, but he is going to take down down Shales with Lux Laser. The damage from the minion enough to finish it off, but unfortunately the rest of the team going to come in and blow him up very easily. I'm sure they had a word here at Dragon. Here comes an Ash Arrow in from top lane, a little bit too late. So that was pretty funny. Nice to get that kill. Nice job getting that kill there from GG, but the rest of the team, he did have to walk out of position in order to get that. But he stopped Eve from doing blue. You can see Eve's going to have to come back to do blue again, so that's going to delay their jungler, and they do go 1-for-1. So on the whole, you'd probably have to say that was worth it for CLG overall. Elements, though, getting caught a little out of position here, though, you can see. But look at this. Look at how good this is. He's able to just juke through the brush, toss down Demacian Standard, and pop Jinsig's Alistar up in the air, able to escape with no issue whatsoever. So very nicely done there. For any of you Jarvan players out there, that's the way you want to do it if you find yourself in a bad position. However, it does look like Shales and Atlanta and Ginseng are going to go for this dragon here. You can see CLG has caught them out with the CV, but I don't think they're in a position to try to stop this. You can see Kobe's too far away. GG is probably going to try to steal with Lux Laser, as it's just coming off cooldown. We'll see if he's going to be able to do this. Nope, too late. Not going to be able to get that. So that is first dragon of the game over to Epic Charmanders, and nicely done, nice timing. They must have seen that Kobe was away from the dragon, and the fact that he was not over by the bottom part of the map, the fact that his smite wasn't there, that meant that their team had a really good chance to go and do that dragon. Anyway, a little bit of a chase here after Elements' Jarvan. Doesn't look like Charmanders are going to be able to follow that out. Looked like someone was over here, though. It would expect a Clairvoyance over here, possibly, to see if there's anybody over here. I guess not. But look, see, there's Eve, and that's the ward catching her out. Now, they've caught Eve in a binding, but doesn't look like they're going to be able to follow that up. 2v3, can't really engage down here. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to chase that. There's a Clairvoyance. Eve is leaving this area, or possibly circling around. So Eve may be still in this area. This vision ward here is giving CLG a lot of extra sight here. Elsewhere on the map, not too much going on. Mostly farming going on. Oh, Hotshot taking down a ward over here. Must have seen Pwn Darts as Ashe go and place that ward. Must have seen it there and used his trap to give vision and then kill the ward. You can always kill wards with Nidalee. One of the little tricks that you can do with here, for those of you who don't know, if you chuck your trap on top of an enemy ward, then it will give vision on it, and then you can kill it. So if you haven't seen that before, yeah, it is something that Nidalee can do. You look at the farming stats already. Let's see, Hotshot 123 against 109 for Pwn Darts Ashe. Hotshot a little bit ahead. Middle lane Atlanta a little bit behind Choster. You can see he's about 15 minion kills behind. Pretty even there overall. Choster is also the one kill up because Atlanta died earlier in that gank. Although Kobe did, or yeah, Choster got the kill earlier, where he got some kill. I think he got the kill on Atlanta earlier. So a little bit ahead in that lane. CLG's a little bit ahead in the solo lanes, but at the same time, the fact that they gave up, did not get that first dragon, and they are down one kill overall. So pretty even game at this point in time. You wouldn't really say that either team has a major edge. In terms of itemization so far, you can see Elements is stacking Heart of Golds. As I said, tanky. He's building tank. This is tanky DPS route. Let's see. No one else stacking. Oh, Kobe doing the same thing. Does have one Heart of Gold. Probably building towards Merc Treads there with the boots. I guess we'll see. Have to wait and find out later on. In terms of other characters, you can see GG is stacking Philosopher's Stones on Lux. Pretty debatable, but he's not going to get a lot of minion kills. That's the logic there. He's not going to get a lot of minion kills. He wants the passive gold bonus. It will give him the extra mana regen. The health regen, not so important. I mean, you can see with only 1,000 base health, having a lot of health regen isn't that great, but it will help him in the lane. He more wants it for the passive gold bonus and also for the mana regen, more so than anything else. Just because stacking an item like Heart of Gold wouldn't be very good on Lux, but you can see he's playing support. He's picked up a vision ward on this buyback. He's doing more stuff that's intended to help the team. Not so much interested in getting a lot of farm himself, so you can see that's sort of the logic here. Over here, Atlanta able to get a kill on Kobe. Unfortunately, I missed that. They were able to, I think that Evelyn was in on that as well. I think that Shale's Eve was part of that as well. So Kobe getting caught out, not the greatest. You can see Kobe has died twice now. Not ideal. Elements also has the one death from when he got ganked in bottom lane. So you can see Charmander's doing pretty well here. They've got the edge in kills, and they do have that first dragon. And with 3 here, they're going to be able to get this mid tower as well. Shouldn't have any trouble bursting that down with 3. So going to be pretty significant that they get that mid turret. Meanwhile, while they're doing that, because Elements and GG can't get over to middle lane, they're going to push this bottom tower, going to do their best to try to get this, but Nubby Pooh Bears for Necton is going to come over and defend this. So that is not an even trade. Getting that mid tower is going to open up this whole middle of the playing field to Epic Charmanders. Now they're going to be able to roam over here and over here with much greater freedom. So that's a pretty significant loss. Losing any tower obviously isn't good, but the middle tower is the most important one, as always, because the middle towers give you the most direct access into the enemy team's base. So that was not something that they wanted to lose there. And again, direct result of Kobe getting caught out over here a minute ago, getting ganked by the enemy team. And again, I'm sorry I missed that. I think that was an Evelyn de-stealth gank on him, but not 100% sure. He may have just simply been out of position. Anyway, GG replaced this ward down here in bottom lane, so they forced him to spend a decent amount of money on these vision wards. I think that's the second one that they've placed there. So on a support like Lux, who doesn't get a whole lot of gold, that is indeed pretty significant. So that's a shame. And oh, look at this. Here comes in the Ash Arrow. Going to freeze Hotshot. Is he going to be able to get away? Pwn Darts is going to kite him, but looks like Hotshot's going to be able to slip away. Nidalee, so much escapability. Hotshot probably has Ghost Flash. Yeah, has Ghost Flash on Nidalee. Going to make him really hard to gank a Nidalee who has Ghost Flash up. So looks like he is going to get away from that, despite being Ash Arrow at close range. Anyway, again, if you just look at these farming stats, you can just see how good these players are at farming. 150 minion kills on both solos before the 20-minute mark. Really good stuff, guys. When you play this game, that's the ideal that you should be shooting for when you're playing. We can't all be this good, but that's what you should be shooting for. Anyway, here comes Atlanta trying to gank Hotshot at top lane, but Hotshot's got the ward here. He's going to catch sight of Atlanta coming in plenty of time, and is going to be able to escape without any real issue. Now going to head back to base, having pushed minions up to the tower there. Over here, you can see Kobe getting caught up with the enemy team. Again, there's the stun from Shales. Kobe looks like he is going to get away, but he has to use the Amumu ultimate there. Shales taking a lot of damage. Is he going to go down here to Amumu Tears? Needs one more hit. Oh, it looks like Shales is going to escape with no health left, just barely going to make it out. Kobe quite low. Truster now going to get stunned by the Renekton stun. Now Elements entering the battle as well. Truster going to flash out of that Alistar stun. Alistar going to pop his ultimate. Is anyone going to die in this fight? Everybody seems like they're being able to get away. Alistar's ult has worn off, so he can take a lot of damage there, but it looks like they are going to back out here. Oh, Elements going in on Nubby Pooh Bears. He's going to get the knockup. GG is going to miss the Lux binding, so it looks like nobody's going to get killed here. They're going after Atlanta. Hotshot is going to hit on that spear, but doesn't look like you're going to be able to finish him off. While this is going on, Pwn Darts is taking down top lane tower, so nicely done there. Now they should be able to dive, Nubby Pooh Bears, yeah, especially with that Nidalee spear hitting. So let's see. It looks like they're going to dive in here on Nubby Pooh Bears for Necton, and wow, going to get along with the tower, going to get that kill on GG. They are going to take him down. Going to get that kill on Nubby Pooh Bears. Now Truster is going to get bursted down as well, and that's going to wipe out Truster's Oracle too. So he did have that Oracle. So 2 for 2 here. But the whole time that's going on, Pwn Darts has been backdooring top lane, and he might get this tower in top lane as well. You can see he already got the first one. He might get the second one as well. Plus Truster died and lost his Oracle as well. So I mean, that's 400 gold wasted. So this is a pretty good result for Epic Charmanders here. You can see it looks like they're going to get this tower. I don't think that Hotshot can get up there in time to stop that. So yeah, going to get another turret. So 2 for 2 doesn't sound so bad, but 2 for 2 and 2 turrets in top lane is really not a good exchange. And that's going to open up this blue buff to Epic Charmanders. Without having those towers there, they can go for this blue very easily. That's really going to be unsafe territory now for CLG. So not a good play by them by any means. That's certainly not what they were expecting. And it looks like Shells is going to push this next minion wave up to tower. But GG is here, and you should be able to nuke down that creep wave without too much trouble. So there's the Lux, what is it called? Lucent Singularity into Lux Laser. That's going to burst them down, and that'll get a little extra farm. So at this point in time, remember, Charmanders did take the first dragon as well, so they're definitely ahead in this game. You can see they have 3 towers down. CLG doesn't have any, I don't think. And now Hotshot going to get ulted up here by Atlanta. Let's see if he can escape from this. There's the Pulverize from Jinsig's Alistar, and going to get finished off by Pwn Darts Ash. So that's getting caught out of position just a little bit. 3 members of the enemy team coming up here, counter-ganking that quite effectively. So, yeah, at this point in time, you'd have to say that CLG is in trouble. And then another kill down in bottom lane. Shell's de-stealthing, going in and stunning on GG there and getting the kill on him as well. So, yeah, you can see GG doesn't have much survivability here. He does have the Sorcerer's Shoes instead of Merc Treads. It's going to make his spells do a lot more damage, but at the same time, it is going to open him up to those Eve stuns as well. So, really behind the 8 ball here, 1 for 1. on GG here. Probably not the greatest game that he's ever played, but at the same time, you know, still anyone's game. But CLG definitely not in good shape at this point in time. You could see they have out-farmed the other team. I guess, yeah, I'd have to say they've out-farmed the team just because Ginseng's Alistar and Shale's Eve have done no farming. They've just been focused on roaming and ganking, so they do have a bit of a farming edge. But in terms of map presence, they've lost the 3 towers. They've lost 1 dragon at least. They've probably, the second dragon probably also went to Epic Charmanders. We can't see that, but you'd have to think with them scoring all those kills that at some point they probably would have gone and done the second dragon. So my guess is that they probably took the second dragon as well. So definitely a bit behind, and just due to the fact that Evelyn has been stealthed so much this game, they've had to invest in a lot of oracles. You can see GG has an oracle, and I believe I saw Choster with one as well. Yeah, so you can see they've had to invest in a lot of oracles. That's 3 oracles already that we've seen. So that's, you know, that's 1,200 gold going towards those oracles. That definitely sets back your other builds a lot. So Evelyn, one of the more hated champions in the game, just because of the way she can force you to change your playstyle. You have to adapt to her. You know, you have to be aware of the fact that she's in the game. Right here, you can see GG taking out that ward, caught it out. There's 25 gold back to help offset a little bit of the cost of that oracle. Meanwhile, the rest of the team looks like they're grouping up and getting ready for the next fight. The next fight will probably be either over a dragon spawn or a baron spawn. That's what you'd expect at this stage of the game. Possibly one of the teams will push. The goal for Epic Charmander should be this tower, probably. This is the most exposed tower, so if they're going to push, this is where you would think that they would do it. Everybody is still farming, but everybody getting pretty farmed at this point. You can see that Choster's Quirky has a Manamune, he has his Sheen, he has Merc Tread, so he's getting pretty farmed. Hotshot has a Rage Blade and a Banshee's Veil, getting pretty farmed. On the other team, you can see Pondarts has Infinity Edge, Zeal, and a BF Sword, so you can see he's already very, very strong as an Ashe player. Also went and picked up red buff there. Let's see their other, so Atlanta has picked up Hextech Revolver, Sorcerer's Shoes, and Death Cap, so pretty strong. He's probably going to build that into Will of the Ancients, would be my guess. Not 100% sure. Probably that more so than Hextech Gunblade, I would think. Anyway, Alistar is now roaming freely in CLG's jungle. They're probably going to try to catch him out. And see right there, here they go. Oh, he's going to toss down a ward there at their red. Now they know that ward's there, but not 100% safe to go and try to clear this. So there they go. There's the CV, and now they're going to try to clear this ward, I would think. Incoming Ginseng's Alistar, though, he's a little bit in front of the enemy team, but at the same time, you always have to be careful about engaging on Alistar. You don't want to blow all of your cooldowns on Alistar and then just have him ult away all the damage. Here comes Ashe Arrow in from top lane. Pretty good stuff. Just barely missing. A little bit of a delay. If they had actually team fought there, that Ashe Arrow probably would have hit. Hotshot still laning back and forth here with Pondart. So these guys are not going to be in this fight. Neither one of them have a teleport or a global ultimate, so they will be out of this fight. Looks like Nubby Pooh Bear is going to go back to pushing this bottom lane just a little bit. A little bit unsafe here for the Charmanders team. They are a good distance away from any of their towers, so this not the safest position in the world. Hotshot in a little trouble here, though. You can see here comes Alistar. Oh, there's the flash in, and Hotshot's going to flash out his way. Wow, look at the really fast flashes, but now here's going to be the kite. You can see getting slowed by Ashe, and I don't think he can make it back to the tower. Nope, not going to be able to make it out, so nice flashing out of that Malzahar ult by Atlanta, but not able to escape Ashe's kiting, so not going to be able to get out of that, and Hotshot is going to take another death up there in top lane, so 2-2. Now, CLG is using this time while everybody's in top lane pretty well. You can see they're pushing mid. They're also trying to push this bottom lane tower. You can see while they were doing that, they have 3 in bottom lane. They're going to take down Nubby Pooh Bear, going to get that kill on Renekton, then possibly finish off that lane tower. But oh, look at this! While 3 are in bottom lane, the Charmander team is going for Baron. Wow, this is a really nice play at the 27-minute mark. Early Baron. There's no way they can stop this, and they're going to take a super early Baron. So wow, really good stuff here. Are they going to be able to finish off GG? He gets ulted right there. No, going to get finished off by Atlanta and Pondarts' Ashe. Really nice job. So while CLG does take bottom tower and mid tower, the other team scores a couple kills and Baron. So that is going to put them quite a bit ahead at this stage of the game. Really nice play. And another reason why you don't want to send 3 to bottom lane. Now it's 3-on-1 here at the tower. Hotshot can't stop this. They're going to get mid tower as well. They're going to take down that middle lane tower, and that's going to give them it's going to give them 4 towers in this game. And this bottom lane tower is looking very, very exposed at this stage stage of the game. So really nice play by the Charmanders. CLG just making a little bit too aggressive of a push down here on this bottom lane tower. They did get the tower, they did get the kill on Nubby Pooh Bear's Renekton, but by sending 3 to the bottom lane, that meant that the rest of the Charmanders team could come up here and do Baron. So a really nice play. Alright, anyway, I'm going to cut off the video here, and I'm going to return in part 2, and we're going to watch the rest of this game, which has a great conclusion, so stay tuned, guys.